good morning, stampin' friends and fellow crafters. I apologize for being a few minutes late. I have no excuse. I was having some technical problems and I thought I solved it. And then I was like, what the heck? Anyway, here we are. I should have done it earlier. So, it's Nemi Bastone and I'm coming from you from my crafting studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba. 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. If you're there, say hello. Like, share, comment to be entered into the draw or place a $60 order and receive a card kit from me. So today, just a reminder, I say it all the time. So today is the last day to get your double stamp from Stampin' Up! And Paper Pumpkin. So you can subscribe and get one for like, I think it's $34. Or you can buy a 3-month subscription and you can pause at any time. I do it all the time. I'll buy 3 months and then I'll pause until I know it's a month I want to get. So just letting you know. If you were at my crop, I'm missing a couple stamp ink pads. I'm missing my Shy Shamrock and Petunia Pop. So if any of you have it, just let me know so I don't have to replace them because I know they're somewhere. I've almost finished unpacking and every place that I would put an ink pad in is not, does not show me where an ink pad is. So those are the 2 ink pads. It takes me so long to unpack because I have to look at everything and I have to do my checks and see what's missing. So if you have them, please, I do not want to replace them. Other than that, it's Tuesday. It is, you know, Tips and Technique Tuesday. I forgot to write that in the title. I was in such a hurry trying to get everything into my phone and it wouldn't. So here we are, and we are on to number 2 of the Easter Joy Sweet collection. And so today I have a card that I am casing from Erica Cerwin. She's someone I take classes with and also is part of my training program with Rhonda Wade. But she made this cute card and I twisted it to turn it into an Easter card. So here is the card. It's not a, I actually was debating, you could have easily turned this into a fun fold by folding it. That is an option as well. And it's also a very common spin of what I created for my weekend crop with the blocking. So anyway, this was a sketch challenge she had and I found it, it came across on me and I thought I would share it here with you today. So let's get crafty. Let's grab our paper. So I decided to go with this pattern here in the Easter Joy specialty paper. And so it's got all that Shy Shamrock in it. And so I thought we would frame it with Shy Shamrock. And then since we are going tone on tone, I went with Pretty Peacock as our base. And now also you'll see as a fun tip is that these are our everyday arches. So they come in tons of different shapes, like multiple sizes, I should say, not shapes. So you get 10 different sizes. Is that what it is? 10, yeah. And so with the 10 different sizes, you can create whatever size you want. And so, but with this card though, this time we're turning it upside down. So I thought that was a cool technique and I wanted to share that here with you today. Okay, so let's add that in. And then we're going to do a bit of blending and have a little fun. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start by just adhering our bases here. So this is 1.5 by 4 inches. And then I decided to go a little smaller than 1/4 inch all around. So I went to 1/8. So this is 1 3/8 by 3 7/8. So that's 2 tick marks or the major tick mark before the half. And all we're going to do is glue these down. I'm just going to grab my, uh-oh, I dropped something. I think that was my ribbon scissors. Okay, I'm just going to use my CO Plus here. Just going to make sure that I'm also, yeah, okay, I'm good. I wanted to make sure I was recording. So there we go. And I'm just gonna put this down so you're not gonna get much of a border, as you can see here, because we only did that 1/8 difference. So I'm just gonna tuck that in because my tape went over. And then there's one. And I think I cut these all together, yeah. So that'll be my top. So I think what I did was I cut a 4.5 inch piece by 4, and then I cut them into almost just under 1.5 inches. Okay, so I don't know, I thought it was a fun one, and it's a spin-off of I haven't unpacked all my cards. I should probably do that, and then I can share with you our swap cards from the weekend as well. So let's see. Okay, there's that. And then there's my third. So I'm just using Seal Plus just because it's quicker and easier. And I love my seal versus my liquid glue. Like, I mean, I love liquid glue for positioning, but man, I get glue all over myself all the time. Okay, so there's my 3 panels. And then we need a panel or a strip that goes in here. I can't remember. I have some cut here. So I just pulled out all my scraps, and I think I went 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I went 5/8. But before I cut that, I'm gonna glue these on because it could be slightly off. So because I noticed that yesterday. So now I'm gonna use my liquid glue because I want to make sure I have a little bit of time to get that on there. So I'm gonna do my bottom one first. And see, okay. So how's the weather where you are? The sun is slowly popping up here. I think it's supposed to be nice. Although I don't really want to go out anywhere since gas jumped again. The price of gas is insane. Although I'm sure everybody else in Canada is laughing at us because gas is more expensive where they are. So, you know, I guess we really can't complain since ours has usually stayed pretty reasonably. Okay, and then I'm going to do my top one next. Just so I can see how much space. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll do the bottom. Because really, it's the gap that I need to worry about. I don't know why I'm squiggling. I don't normally do that. And then I'm going to leave about an 1/8 gap. And make sure these line up as straight as possible. Good enough. And then we have our other one in the top. Okay. Put that over. And then line that there at the top. Now I think I'm slightly off. So I'm just going to lift out for a second so I can see where I'm at and make sure I'm even Steven. And then that'll give me my gap in the middle. This is such an easy card and a great way to get rid of some of your scrap. So I'm just going to double check and see. Okay, I'm still at 5/8. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to go a little wider, 4 1/4. So let's see if I have a strip. That one's too narrow. That one is just about long enough. I'm going to go with a longer one. Okay, so we need 5/8. And my piece, this is scrap. So the way I deal with this is I just take, to help me stabilize, is I find my 4, and then I find, which is 1 notch bigger, which is 5/8. Good morning, Irene, and good morning, Kathy. Thank you for joining me. I was going to the wholesale and hit a pothole at my brother's mechanic. Oh no, no, that's terrible. Well, if you need a lift or something, just let me know. Okay, so I've got that there, and I'm just gonna tear that shit. Oh goodness, yeah, those things are not fun. Okay, so see a little bit of tape, Post-it note, page marker, whichever will work. Okay, so then that's gonna sit right in here perfectly. Okay, so we need to trim it down. So I'm gonna trim it down to 4 1/4. Here, because I'm just using scrap, I used a 4-inch piece because that's what I had. This one's longer, so I'm gonna go end to end and go 4 1/4. And then all we're going to do is trim our corners. Okay, so there's my 4 1/4. So that's as wide. Yes, I hope your bill isn't too crazy, and it's just a matter of realigning real quickly your, yeah, I just hope it's not. Potholes suck. That's the one thing about us here too, right? Okay, so that's that. So now we have that, and we're gonna do our banner after. But first, let's get our stamping done. So let's pick a bunny. So this set has 2 different bunnies, right? You have your one bunny and your other. So I used this one already, so let's go with the other bunny. So then we can see what that looks like. I cleaned up my stamps, so got rid of some of that black all over my stamps. Somebody must have used a stays on ink and then may not have had stays on cleaner. So that's why mine look a little more dirty. I also cleaned my blocks yesterday because, man, were they filthy. So I scrubbed it I put it in a bowl of hot water and Dawn, and then I just take a sponge and, you know, just try and get all that glue off or any markings. Don't use anything abrasive because then it'll scratch up your acrylic blocks. And then I let them air dry, or you could dry it with a towel. Is that how you do your blocks? Is that how you clean your blocks? I'm curious. Some people use Goo Gone. I use Goo Gone when I need to. Good morning, Shell. I wasn't sure if you're going to be online. Thank you for joining. Okay. And then, you know what? I feel like it needs something or someone. So I think I want to add the chickie, the cute little chick. Instead, because yesterday we did the carrot. So I want to do the chick. I was going to do the flowers, but I want a friend. Okay, so let's add our little friend here. Didn't we? I think we did the chick on the inside. But I really like, I don't know. What did I do on the, okay, maybe I'll just leave it. Let's leave it for now and see. Okay, I'm going to take my pink. So I have petal pink here. No, I don't. I have pretty in pink. And I'm going to do the inside of the ear and the nose. And then I got light smoky slate. And then I thought it'd be a good time to trace just to give it some lift and dimension. So this time I'm not like doing shadowing. I'm actually just going to go around the whole edge of our bunny. I know bunnies are also brown, so maybe tomorrow we can do a brown bunny, because my girlfriend, her daughter loves bunnies, so she's got this big huge cage in her room for the bunnies to roam in. I don't know if she still has it all, but super cute. And one of them is this big floppy, you know, the floppy bunnies with the big ears. So you put yours in the dishwasher. Oh, great tip. Thanks for sharing. Yes, dishwasher top rack works great. Okay. And do you put yours in like a bag or something so that they don't fall through? So I think it's like a laundry bag you can put them in, and then they don't fall through. Okay, and I'll put that there. That took me a while to line that up, didn't it? Okay, and then in the meantime, I forgot to cut my my banner. So I'm pulling out my stylish shapes. So someone said they had stylish shapes and said, oh, that was ridiculous. I don't know why I ordered it when I have so many circles. And you know, this largest circle, I believe, is a 3-inch. Let me just double check. Yep. So this is largest circle is a 3-inch. And I tell you, I have and I said to her, I go, I have so many shapes too. But what I like about this one is it has 4 banner shapes, stitched as well. And honestly, I pull this one out more than I do my other circles and squares. I don't know why, but I do. And I think it's because these sizes are just the typical sizes, whereas my other one has like 10, 15 different sizes. So these usually just work out for me. So I said to her, don't get rid of it. Like seriously, if you start using it, you'll see you'll use it more than you use your other ones. But I don't get rid of the other ones either, because those ones are precious too. So you never know. And if you don't want the stitch, then, you know, you use your normal circles, right? So I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. And because I forgot to move my other big boss over here. Oh, unpacking from crops. It's like, ugh, such a pain. It's easy to pack, but it's harder to unpack. Or it's easier to pack and it's harder to put away. Good morning, Christine. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're going to add this one on there. So this Thursday is also our team gathering. We have a meeting once a month where we get together and we share what we've created. I do rewards and recognition. And we also do, you know, a make and take or something. Phew. I saw this one move and I thought for sure we were in trouble because it's so small. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how is it so small? And we get it on both ends. Well, the trick is to cut it in half. Okay, so we've got that. And we got our bunny. Now, one of the things we did this weekend was I give a challenge sheet, or everybody kept calling it a bingo sheet because I have them well trained. But it's a craft along sheet that challenged everybody to do a technique. So we're going to do that today, and that is use a negative to actually create a pattern. Now, I try to use the grass. So there's this die here in this set that makes grass, and I wanted grass around it. But then when I cut it and I put it on here, it didn't look very nice. It kind of looked funny. And then I tried to put the bunny in behind, but then I felt like, I don't know, it's doable. So you could also put the bunny in behind. So I did this green piece, and you haven't put anything away. No rush. I feel your pain. So I did mine in soft sea foam, and then I blended it with a brush using garden green. And I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. But then you can also take the negative, which is one of the challenges I had at the crop. I'm just going to bring it down a bit more so you can see as I blend. And decided to use the negative. So you can put the negative on there where you want. And I'm trying to go as close as I can to the bottom. So without hitting those stitching, I'm hoping I'm centered. It's harder to tell because it's the negative. Okay, and then so I'm going to grab, well, actually first we should do our lemon lolly. So what I did was, because it was kind of blah, I felt like it was bleh, is I grabbed some lemon lolly. I'm right-handed, so I gotta put things on my left. And I'm just gonna tap here to the side. If you don't have a glass mat, just use paper. Or because I know I'm covering with the bunny, I guess I don't really need to. So I'm just gonna blend and spread that yellow around. So that way the background of where the bunny sits doesn't look so boring. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, just doing some blending. And add that in. Oops, I got some on my finger over here. But we can take that off with our sand eraser. Okay, now I can take my piece and put that on there. And I'll use my grid line to try and help me make sure I'm kind of, oh, I think I need to move a little bit to the left. It's because I have all this tape from yesterday when I did it. Sure, right about there. Sure, that looks good. Not 100% sure, but you want to make sure that that's nice and flat and pushed down because you don't want it to bleed through. Okay, so now we're going to take garden green and I'm going to use I have mini brushes. These are not Stampin' Up. These are way smaller. Okay, I don't know why my tape's not sticking. Okay, I'll just make sure. Okay, so I'm going to grab some green, tap that over here to the side, and I can pick that up later. I just want to make sure this is flush, so I'm going to go upside down. And then I'm just going to rub inside that negative. So we're using the opposite piece today. So it's a kind of fun technique. And this was one of the challenges we had at Crop this weekend too, where you go in and, so I said, instead you had to use a stencil or create a stencil, which is similar this, which is pretty much this, and use a dauber. So this time though, we're just using a blending brush. It's a little bigger area, so if you have a bigger area, I would use a blending brush. But if you don't have blending brushes, then daubers are really good for it too. Okay, and I just want to make sure I'm darker here on the bottom and then lighter on top. So let's get that in there. And I'm not looking for perfection. We can do a little sneak peek. Oh yeah, that looks great. That's perfect. That's enough for me. Okay, there we go. And then we'll see what it looks like. But I'm going to take my sand eraser here and get rid of that yellow sitting there. Because I guess I must have got on my finger or something. Wouldn't surprise me. I think I got most of it off. It's being stubborn for some reason. There we go. There we go, much better. Okay, I might use this piece. I'm gonna try something different and see if it works. Okay, so now all we have to do is put our bunny. Oh, our bunny's so cute. Okay, so we didn't need, I don't think we need our little friend, the little chick. Oh man, I'm still tired. Yesterday I seriously was so exhausted. Was it because of time change or what? I'm not sure. But it was really rough day. And then even my husband, he goes, oh, he's like, it's only 9 o'clock. And I said, well, technically it's 8. So, but we were both just so tired and feeling blah. Luckily, we didn't have any soccer yesterday. Thank goodness. So, you know, but everybody was in bed on time, 10:30. I think we all went to bed at the same time, including the kids. It's so funny. I think that time change was just a killer. Oh, I really hope that they do pass a bill or law or whatever you want to call it so that time does not change anymore. Okay, so we're going to stick that on there. Okay, and there's our cute little bunny. How cute is that? Anyhow, I'm going to try and add one of these cards to our card cafe in Eli at the end of the month, because right after the March 28th, the weekend after, it is Easter. So I don't know, do you all do like Easter cards or anything, or send them out? I'm not usually a big Easter person, but who does send cards out? Okay, so I'm gonna try. I don't really want to cover the bunny too much, but I wanted to see what it would look like if I staggered the grass on top so that we just kind of have that shadow in behind, and then I'm not wasting this piece. So there we have two pieces, whereas here I just did it on the front. See? And then this one, you can see a little bit of shadowing in the back. What do you think? I don't know. I'm just asking. Different change. Okay, and then I added some whimsical. Whimsical to the tail. This a nice full one. It must be brand new. And then inside the pink of the ear. Hard to see it in video, but it's there. Okay. So then the bunny's got a little bit of glim. And then I think on this one, because there's nothing, I'm going to pull in lovely arrangements. And I love this stamp set because it's got so many sentiments. And so I'm going to use just a note on the outside. So we're just going to grab some black ink again. And I like how thin and crisp this is. And then I'm going to try and center that without getting my head in the camera. And hopefully on there, considering the fact I just used dimensionals to put down that grass. So I probably should have stamped first. Okay, that turned out pretty good. It's not so blah. Okay, so that's that. Oh, we need an inside. And I didn't cut that either. Where's my basic white? Oh, I thought I had some cut already. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so let's grab a piece. Oh, this feels like it's thick basic white. Oh well. It'll still work. Guys, I can't stop yawning. I think I'm still recovering from time change. No to Easter cards. Yes to chocolate bunnies. Exactly. Remember, I still remember, and I don't see them anymore. When I was younger, my mom, because I had so many cousins, and I still have so many. It's not like I have so many cousins. They used to be those hollow Easter eggs, and then it would come with icing. And then you could use the icing to write Happy Easter or whatever on each of the eggs. But what my mom did was she would write everyone's names on them. So, I don't think I got ink on there. So then, and she would line them all up on our piano. There'd be like 14 of them. And then one for me and my brother too. And she would line them up all on the piano with all our names on them. And then everybody would get an egg. Julia, Melissa, Leonard, Eduardo, Carmen, Martina, Jacinta, Remy, Dennis, Jonathan, Jeffrey. Like, she would buy literally one for everyone. So we didn't do Easter egg hunt. We just did, she just gave us each a chocolate egg. Now they were hollow, so that was, you know, a good thing. And that would be our Easter chocolate bunny for Easter. So just a little different. Oh, that looks a little close. I don't like that. Let's flip that over and try that again. This edge has that cut edge, so I'm just going to take my bone folder here and run it through to clean up those edges. I didn't like that. So let's get that happy birthday again. Bad spot to put that bunny. Maybe on top is probably what I should have did. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put the chick. I'll try to put the chick in the middle. Right about there. Yeah, you remember those, right? They were so cool. Or at least I thought they were cool. You can't find them anymore. But yeah. With my hubby's side, we always do an Easter hunt. And then, of course, we always find chocolates later. Okay. So let's color our bunny. Our chick. I'm going to use I'm just going to use Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to use light. I'm not going to do anything fancy here. I'm just going to color him in a bit, like so. Well, I think I forgot to turn on my do not disturb, so hopefully the phone doesn't ring again. Okay, that goes on the inside. So let's just add that now, and then we'll do our final touches for assembly, and then we're done. So easy peasy card, but so fun. Okay. Da-da. There, that was not a good spot for that chick, in my opinion. Oh, I'll rise this up a bit more. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, love it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so this guy, this little banner that we did, all we're going to do is literally cut it in half. And that way we get it on each end. And then this one here is our banner that's going to go there. So let's just take this and do a little slit. Let's just say an 1/8, finding that middle. And this is 5/8, so I'm not gonna use my punch. And I'll do the other end, trying to find that middle. And snip, snip. There we go. Nothing fancy. And then we're gonna glue this one down. So I'm just gonna make sure my tips look okay, and they do. So then we're just gonna add adhesive to this. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on each end because of the fact that our panel, like the little bunny here, I didn't get much on that end, it's just gonna cover up the middle anyway. So that'll be kind of our adhesive in the middle. Okay. So this one I made a little longer. I went right to the edge, just making sure it's evenly spaced in the spots that is available. And then this, see, it just covers that up. Okay, now we're gonna lift this up. So I'm gonna do this piece first before I put these in, because then I know where to position it. Yesterday I did it the hard way. Yesterday I sat here like this and then I tried to stick it to the back. But this time I think because I am putting it on dimensionals, I'll just lay this down first and leave the opening there. So then that way I can easily tuck in my pieces and tuck in those little pieces. So I'm just gonna line this up so I kind of know where not to put adhesive, and I'll put some up there. Since I have all this scrap, put one right there and one here. So yeah, we have monthly team meetings, and the first time you come and you can be our guest, we open it to everybody. It's $10, and then every other time after that. But your first one, it's free. And really, we share our projects. We talk about what we're working on, what's coming up in the Stampin' Up world, what's changing. And then we create, I usually bring something fun to create, or at least I think it's fun. And then we eat. We have snacks, always have snacks. But anyway, and it's open to everybody. The only difference from being a team member and being the general public is I do rewards and recognition. So if you have top sales in the month, or we do a draw for sharing the joy or trying something new, we do that as well. You just can't participate in that part, but the rest you can. And it's just a fun night to escape from everyday life for a couple hours. We're usually pretty good at finishing within a couple hours. You remember those eggs too, right? Oh, I loved them. They were so fun. I wish they still had them because I would totally do that for my kids. And it wasn't a lot of chocolate. Do you remember? Because it was just a big hollow egg. You know, so yeah, some bunnies are hollow, some are solid, right? So it was a decent amount of chocolate to feed everybody. Especially my one cousins, because my aunts had like, I don't know, it's like 8 kids in one family. So for my mom, it was like, oh, this is cost effective. Sorry, I'm just trying to get that in there so that this one looks like it's crooked, or it just keeps moving. I think this one just keeps moving because I didn't push down on it, but it looks a little crooked. So let's fix it. Ugh, oy. It's stuck good. Okay, let's see here. Or maybe I needed to. Oh no, I have the dimensional right there. Okay, I think, yeah, so that's it. It's tone on tone. We did some blending for some fun technique there, and using a negative rather, well, we used both. And then we just need to add some of this bling. And so what I did was, instead of using the big Easter eggs, I thought it would be better to, sorry, I have scrap here, be better to use the mini eggs on here, so the eggs are kind of like, you know, I'm going to try and tuck one in there. It's kind of like the eggs in there. Let's see if I can hide one in back here, but still make it look like it's, oh, it's so small. There we go. There we go. There's an egg in there. And I'm going to put one here on the outside, beside the bunny. And then I'm going to put one inside. Oh, so cute. I love it. I think it's turning out real good. Oh, come on. Trying to hide it, but not hide it. You know what I mean? That's cute. I like it. What do you think? Okay, so I used blue on the other one, so I'm going to use a couple. I'm going to go up here in this corner and fill that in a bit. I think I could put more Easter eggs, but I think that's good. Okay, perfect. I'll transfer these two over here, and then I can get rid of this little strip I had. I don't know why I have this little strip, but I do. Oh, that's right. Shares. Okay. Embellishment shares. There we go. Okay, I think we are done except for the ribbon. That's what I forgot. So where's my Shy Shamrock? Okay, so I'm using Shy Shamrock. Originally I pulled out the coordinating blue gingham, and I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't work. We gotta go tone on tone. So I might need to move those. So we're gonna add our ribbon. Might have to move those dots, because now they're gonna not be seen. Push our ribbon through, like so. Yeah, I'll have to move that one. So we'll just move this one down, maybe over here, and let's see what we got. Oh yes, I dropped my ribbon scissors on the floor. So then we'll put this there. Sweet. I'm liking it. Okay, so let's grab a mini glue dot. That's all we really need. And I'm going to stick that one in the middle. There. Then we can trim our edges. Let's hope these scissors work well. I find that they sometimes spray when you try and cut the ribbon. Okay, see, it doesn't cut very straight. But it could be the user, me. That's the issue as well. See, they slide. Oh, I didn't cut that at an angle very well. because I'm too lazy to walk around my desk and go get it. Okay. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Okay, we're going to move this one down just a tad. Good thing it's not fully stuck yet. And there we have it. We are done. So we have this cutie patootie, which is here in the corner. And I just changed the bunnies out. And then here I added the extra layer on top of our technique here of using the negative. And then I stuck the other extra piece on top, which by the way was soft sea foam, and then we colored using the garden green. And I think that's pretty much all the changes we really made. And then of course this one just has happy birthday. And then this one here just says the same thing, but we added the chick on the inside. So what do you think? Which one do you like better? Do you like the corner or do you like the centered one? I'm trying to figure out how to say which one, how to distinguish the two. Or you could say, because they kind of both have floppy ear bunnies, so you could say without sentiment or with sentiment. That's the other thing. I didn't put one on there, and then this one I did because I was like, oh, that kind of looks funny without having one. But I already put dimensionals on here and put that there, so I did not want to risk trying to write a sentiment and then making a mess out of it. So that's about it. So of course you can decorate your envelope. So if you have extra designer series paper, you can do the envelope. This one I had a few extra strips because I kept screwing up. So, but you could add these to the outside of the envelope, right? You could just take your envelope, I don't know if it's long enough, and just put one right there, and now you have a coordinating envelope. Now I have a thicker one too, so you could even use that strip if you wanted to on the inside of your card and stick that there on the bottom. But I think for me that's too busy. I like the simplicity of just the little chick and the happy birthday. So both are cute. Center this one. Awesome. Okay, so thanks for joining me. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I'll see you then. Have a great day and happy stampin'.